Hello, my name is Name, and if this is your first time seeing my face, welcome. If you've seen my face here before and you're back today, I want to say welcome back. I'm talking about my sabbatical. I've taken a year off from my work, quit my job actually to take a year off to not work, do other things, travel, see the world, learn a bunch of things. And I did start my travel in Mexico, in Merida to be precise, in Mexico. And I want to share with you today about what you can expect in Merida. I hadn't really heard about Merida, to be honest, before my sabbatical. And I came across this place which is in the Yucatan region of Mexico, and it comes out in searches as one of the safest cities in North America. And I was of course intrigued. It's also, the Yucatan region is very close to the cenotes in Mexico. It's the cenotes, yes, but also the world wonder, the Chichen Itza, the pyramids, is it a pyramid? Well, yeah, the Chichen Itza. It's there's lots of them all around Mexico, but the main one is called the Chichen Itza, and it's one of the wonders of the world. And so I thought it was a really great location for me to go swim in the cenotes like I wanted to do. I hadn't, even though I had been to Mexico and another city with cenotes, but I made it in my mind that this is the time I was gonna go do it, as I finally overcame a trauma that I had with swimming. And so yes, that's honestly how Merida came on my radar for the first time. And I was like, why not go to a what are we calling it? Why not go to a city that is safe and that's close to two of the things I really want to do on this sabbatical? And so Merida it was. And so these are some of the things that you can expect there. The first thing on my list is the fact that it's a very, very colorful city. It's a very, very colorful city, and so lots of the buildings there are painted colorful pinks and yellows and bright colors. So it's very, very visually pleasing and colorful, and that's one of the things that you'll notice being there. It's also a city where there's lots of, well, it's a tourist city. They try to invite lots of tourism to their city for obvious reasons, for the economy. And so in order to do that, they actually have a cultural event every single night in their city. And so every night of the week there's something that you can go see. Either the locals are putting on a dance of some sort, where they do like a local dance in their local wear. There's music, there's lights, there's seats, like it's a whole production. It's free to attend. Or maybe it's music. They're playing some local music, and there's sit around in the park, and there's local music, places to sit, well organized. Or they're playing some kind of local game. I watched one of the ones I watched was Pok Tapak, which is a local game, a cultural experience that you can actually watch the locals play. This Pok Tapak game actually had a ball that was set on fire, and then there were two teams that were hitting the ball to each sides, and then at one point there is a hole in the middle where they're trying to get the ball into the hole without hands, just using the sides of their body. So it's crazy. it's so intense and interesting, but you get to watch some kind of local event every single night. And so I loved how the city was very, very thoughtful about that. Again, all these events are free, very, very intentional about setting these up, making sure everyone coming to see had seats to sit down. There were seats that were put out, it was well lit, so you didn't feel like you're going to some dark, it was like dark alley or dark area. It was typically in like good locations in the city. So yeah, that was very, very nice to experience and to be a part of during my time there. I spent just over 2 weeks in Mexico and Mexico City, sorry, in Merida and Mexico City. Yeah, about just over 2 weeks, I'd say, between 2 and 2.5 weeks. And another thing you can expect is, well, I went in August. I think that's important to say. I went in August of 2025, and it was hot. So there was a lot of heat and humidity, which I'm very, very comfortable with. I will choose the heat over cold any day of the week. I will choose gelato and ice cream and cold drinks over jackets and snow. So, but just to warn you, there's lots of heat and humidity. But because I was also there in August, there's lots of, maybe not lots of, but every now and then there was rain. There was heavy rains to kind of break up the heat and the humidity in August. And so that never affected me so much. I got really lucky. First of all, I packed a little umbrella, but also the times when the heavy rains poured, I happened to be in my Airbnb, so I didn't get affected too much, and the rain helped with the heat, like I said. So it was a good, nice balance in that way. So expect that kind of temperature. Expect to eat a lot of gelato is what I'm saying. Another thing that I noticed being in Mexico, I noticed that and this makes total sense, it's just a me thing. When I was in Merida, because I definitely landed in the airport in Merida and then I left out of the airport in Mexico City, both airports, they speak Spanish. That's it. There's no translation to English, and it makes sense. They're a Spanish speaking country. Like, why would I expect anything else? But I was honestly having to navigate the airports and the announcements with kind of just going by context clues and common sense, and like trying to read people's body languages, because nothing was translated to English, because why would they? So I'm just saying to expect that. If you speak Spanish, lucky you. I was definitely on a Spanish learning journey on this trip, because I found that, yes, to really integrate and to really enjoy my time there, I had to know some Spanish. So for me, that was actually a lot of fun, learning Spanish in that way, and like learning Spanish by immersion. I actually enjoyed it. So, but yeah, that is something that I noticed about being there. Another thing for me that I noticed, this was specifically in Mexico City in the metro. I am so proud of myself that I actually took the metro in Mexico City, and in Merida I took the buses. They call them colectivos. They're what the locals actually take. I took the colectivos, and I took the other bigger buses as well, to go on my tours, to go to the cenotes, to go to Chichen Itza, like to transport myself around. I've asked like how do the locals get around, and I got into it, and I really am glad I did, because those are the little ways that I really learned to love the culture and to love the people and to love the food and being there. And well, the point is, in Mexico City, I noticed that they have these train sections that are colored pink, They're only for women and children only. And so there's coaches, trained coaches and tarot coaches that are only for women and kids, which I thought was really cool. Like a good idea for women to feel safe, or for women to just have a space to, or an option to travel by themselves, like just women and children. I also have seen that recently here in no, I'm not in Kuala Lumpur, but here in Malaysia. I'm no longer in Kuala Lumpur, but while I was there, they also have the exact same organization where they have a pink section. Only women are allowed to stay in those train coaches. That is just some random thing that I observed in Mexico City. That was my first place seeing it. Now I've seen it again in Malaysia, so very interesting for me. Trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to share about what you can expect there. But no, apart from that, expect awesome food that you would have already guessed, awesome cafes, awesome people. Ooh, big one is I noticed that in every park in the city, well, yeah, every park in Merida, to be specific, there was Wi-Fi, which is something I haven't seen anywhere either. I'm just sharing things that I'm like, hey, these are things you can expect to see. I didn't necessarily need Wi-Fi because I had my data plan already sorted, or my eSIMs sorted. But I noticed you will see signs that will tell you Wi-Fi is available. How cool is that? Just that little detail, that little infrastructure for people, whether locals, whether tourists, you could use the Wi-Fi in every single park. So those are just a few things that I'm thinking back to my time, looking back at some of the things I wrote down, putting together some of the things that I guess I didn't speak a lot about what I learned there, but some of the things that you can expect to see in Mexico City and more, specifically in Merida. All right, I will see you in my next video. If you don't know, I'm currently posting a new video every single day, and I have been doing that since January 3rd, so go back and watch some of my videos, and if you like this, give it a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe and follow along, or just let me know in the comments what you think about any of this. All right, I will see you with a new video tomorrow. Bye for now.